Driven: How Human Nature Shapes Our Choices, touches on the 4 fundamental drives that shape human nature. This book by Paul R. Lawrence and Nitin Nohria explores the 4 innate, subconscious forces that drive everything we do, from the mundane to the extraordinary. So what are these 4 drives, and why are they so crucial? Let's break it down.
First up, we have the drive to acquire. This is the drive that pushes us to seek, take, control, and retain objects and experiences that we value. It's the force behind our desire for material possessions, social status, and personal achievements. Think of it as the engine that drives our ambition and competitiveness.
But here's the catch. While this drive is essential for survival and success, it can also lead to an insatiable hunger for more. When the drive to acquire becomes the sole focus of our lives, it can leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled. Now, you might be wondering, isn't this just the same as the sex drive or the need for self-preservation? Not quite. While the drive to acquire is related to these concepts, it is distinct. It's not just about survival or reproduction. It's about the pursuit of things that improve our status relative to others. It's the reason why we strive for more than just the bare necessities. And it's the reason why we often find ourselves comparing ourselves to others. Next, we have the drive to bond. This is the drive that compels us to form long-term relationships and develop mutual caring commitments with others. It's the force behind our need for love, friendship, and community. The drive to bond is what makes us social creatures. It's why we seek out companionship, why we feel a sense of belonging when we're part of a group, and why we experience deep emotional pain when we lose someone we care about. This drive is not just about romantic relationships. It's about all forms of human connection. It's the reason why we feel a sense of loss when we move to a new city and leave our friends behind, and it's the reason why we feel a sense of joy when we reconnect with old friends. The drive to bond is what makes us human, and it's what gives our lives meaning. Now let's talk about the drive to learn. This is the drive that fuels our curiosity and our desire to understand the world around us. It's the force behind our need for knowledge, our love of discovery, and our passion for solving problems. The drive to learn is what makes us explorers and innovators. It's why we ask questions, why we seek out new experiences, and why we never stop searching for answers. This drive is evident in the way children constantly ask why, and in the way adults pursue lifelong learning. It's the reason why we have art, science, and philosophy. The drive to learn is what drives us to create, to imagine, and to dream. It's what pushes us to explore the unknown and to push the boundaries of what is possible. Finally, we have the drive to defend. This is the drive that motivates us to protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our beliefs from harm. It's the force behind our need for security, our instinct for self-preservation, and our desire to safeguard our possessions and achievements. The drive to defend is what makes us resilient and resourceful. It's why we build walls, why we form alliances, and why we fight for what we believe in. This drive is not just about physical defense. It's about defending our way of life, our values, and our identity. It's the reason why we feel a sense of outrage when our rights are violated. And it's the reason why we feel a sense of pride when we stand up for what is right. Now here's the interesting part. These 4 drives are not isolated. They interact with each other in complex ways. Sometimes they work together, and sometimes they are in conflict. For example, the drive to acquire can sometimes clash with the drive to bond, as we see in situations where people have to choose between personal success and relationships. Similarly, the drive to learn can sometimes conflict with the drive to defend, as we see in situations where people have to choose between embracing new ideas and clinging to old beliefs. The key to a fulfilling life, according to the 4-drive theory, is to find a balance between these drives. It's about learning to satisfy all 4 drives in a way that is harmonious and sustainable. This is where the real challenge lies, and this is where the four-drive theory offers a powerful framework for understanding human behavior. So how does this theory play out in the real world? Let's take a look at two contrasting examples: General Motors and Hewlett-Packard. General Motors, once a powerhouse of the automotive industry, exemplifies what happens when the drive to acquire takes precedence over the other drives. The company's focus on profits and market share led to a neglect of employee well-being, customer relations, and innovation. This imbalance eventually contributed to its decline. On the other hand, Hewlett-Packard, a pioneer in the high-tech sector, has been more successful in balancing the four drives. The company's emphasis on innovation, teamwork, and employee satisfaction has helped it thrive in a competitive industry. HP's approach reflects a commitment to fulfilling all four drives, which has contributed to its long-term success. In conclusion, the four-drive theory offers a compelling perspective on human nature. It challenges us to look beyond the traditional view of humans as purely rational, self-interested beings, and to recognize the complexity of our motivations. By understanding these four drives, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book Driven: How Human Nature Shapes Our Choices by Paul R. Lawrence and Nitin Nohria. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one. And visit naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.